Okay. Hatfields and McCoys. Maybe I want to call this today from the view of the McCoys, or view of the Hatfield. I don't know, whichever. The Bible talks about God will have mercy on those who give mercy. I think that's Matthew chapter 5. But you know, we live in a generation who don't know about democracy. And this is the view of the McCoys. While their feud went on for so many years, while they killed each other, while they continued to seek revenge, and they continued to seek out and kill one another year after year, and they lived their life that way. Every time this one would get killed, the other side would come and kill another one of theirs, and so because they killed another one of theirs, they go over and kill another one of them. And the United States lives in this way today. That there's some people in the South that are still fighting the Civil War. You know, they fly the flag of the rebels, you know, and if you speak against that flag, you better be ready to back up what you say. You know, well, how do I know that? I'm from the South. My family does that. You wouldn't believe how long, it wasn't very long ago when I used to hear the statement every day, the South will rise again. You know, and somebody said, and then I came up here and 50% of the people up here were from the South. I thought to myself, well, the South has already taken over, they just hadn't realized it yet. But anyway, we live in a generation who does not know democracy. Lester Sumrall said that democracy has to be reborn of every generation. Never a truer statement has ever been made. Because we don't know how important it is that freedom reigns among the people. I mean, that the people make their own laws, that the people govern themselves, that the people know what righteousness is. Listen, there is one of the most important aspects about freedom is that you have to know what righteousness is. If you don't know what foundation you stand on, then you have no idea what freedom is. There's the sign that says freedom is not free. And men has paid their lives for the cause of freedom. And if you stand on a platform of dictatorship, that's not freedom. Nobody has a say except for the guy at top. You know, the very minute that the Constitution of the United States was written, the devil and signed, it wasn't no good until those men signed their name to it. I pledge to guard this with my life. At that moment, the devil set out to try to destroy that godly documentation. Came out, you know, because an amendment. Listen, this is what an amendment really is. An amendment is something to correct that which was first thought. My opinion is we need to take all them amendments and throw them out and stick with the original. Listen, they have 50,000, 60,000 laws on the books today trying to enforce the Ten Commandments. If men would just know the depthness and the righteousness of those Ten Commandments, we wouldn't need any amendments. This nation has never been at more peace than when we only knew one God, as when we only held one God as what was real. We've never been at more peace than that. And for a longer period of time. Yes, you're going to have wars and all that stuff, even though. But the fact is that we come together in a righteous, same manner. We are at peace on the inside. That's where real peace is. I said to some, I said, Jesus has more peace on the cross than most men have walking around in everyday life. That's because he knew. He had an assurance of what righteousness is. That's what the Bible says, you know. And I want to add something to that. The Hatfields and the McCoys were like they were because they both held such a difference of opinion of what was right. And they both were prejudiced in that opinion. Just like the United States today. We have a Hatfield and McCoy situation going on right now. They're called liberal and conservative, where both of them are bearing hard to their way, bearing hard to the left, bearing hard to the right, and so unwilling to forgive. And it seems like we're so messed up in it now that nobody knows or is sure of what is right. And this is what the devil does. He comes out seeking a way that he can destroy that godly foundation within every country, so that he can be able to say, look, on that day, you know, before God, look, your stuff don't work. Godly constitutions don't work. Your godly standard has never worked in any country, and it's him that messed it up. He's good at stuff like that. He's good at stuff like that. And it's only a matter of time before the bullets start flying. And in fact, they have already. While in the media there's been people getting shot. This is the beginning of this Civil War. Men, they get tired of waiting, and they go out and they find everybody with a bumper sticker that they don't like. For whichever side it's on, they just begin to shoot each other. That's how Civil War begins. And the media don't want to let you know really what's going on with those shootings, because then you'll know they're the ones stirring it up. And this is what happens when a nation falls apart from the inside. Obama's Trojan horse is working. It's working. Men are falling apart from the within side because they have forgotten what it is to be righteous and holy. They've forgotten what it is to have mercy. Listen to this, what the Bible says here. Luke 1, I'm going to start up here about verse 48. Says, for he hath regarded the low estate of his handmaiden. For behold, from henceforth all generations shall call me blessed. For he that is mighty hath done to me great things, and holy is his name. And this is the verse right here. It says, and his mercy is on them that fear him from generation to generation. His mercy is on them that fear him. His mercy is on them that fear him from generation to generation. He hath showed strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts. And this is what's going on in the United States right now. God will scatter you. When you forget about him, you're scattered. When you fear God, when you come back before him, then you're blessed. You're brought together in strength. In the Hatfields and McCoys, there was only one thing that caused a unity there. That is when a young man fell in love with a young lady. They knew that your family has killed my family for generations. Your grandpa shot my dad. Your brother shot my uncle. They knew all that. But what they saw in each other's eyes, the depthness and the compassion that they had for one another, is what caused a breach to be repaired that was unrepairable. And that's what Christ has done for us. He has caused a breach to be repaired that was unrepairable. His love reached across all that murderous, all of that putrid hate, ugliness, vengeance, And mercy came in. Mercy came in. And it caused a great awakening within the heart of men. And a unity happened. A unity happened that forever and forever was sealed with love. Amen. That's what needs to happen now. Mercy. The mercy of God needs to be on this nation. All right. God bless. Thank you for joining. We'll see you again next time. Another great message, Crossing the Middle Ministry.